Today we're looking at Void Crew, and one of the developers of Void Crew will be joining later in about an hour. So that's gonna be at 10 European time. I'm just gonna edit a little Reddit post about Void Crew before we get started. So the developer who will be joining is the art lead and 3D senior artist on Void Crew. And I have tried Void Crew before, but just a moment. I've tried Void Crew before, but not a lot, so I will be messing around a little bit before they can join and hopefully help me a little bit. Okay, so there we go now. The Reddit post advertising the stream is edited, so I think we are good to go. Void Crew is a multiplayer game. It is well, you can also play it solo, but I think it's most fun to play openly. Like you can go in and join rooms. EU rooms, okay. Private games, okay, go back. Let's host the game instead. Enable crossplay, that sounds fine. Only room. The Game Master Brown, let's call it that. And let's just host a public game. You can play 1 to 6 players, and the game is about managing a spaceship as you go through space, and there will always be something going wrong on your spaceship, and you will have more tasks to complete on your spaceship than there are players on your spaceship. So it's always going to be messy chaos running around trying to keep your ship going and communicating with the other players what you should be doing. I'm just also going to check that the sound volumes are alright. It seems to be fine, but do let me know if we need to edit that a bit. Okay, so you start in a sarcophagus of a kind, or they call it a sarcograph, and that's because you've just been generated a body, and if you should die, your company will generate a new body for you. No quest selected, no ship selected. No, that's because that's what you do. You go to the galaxy map and you choose a quest, and you can also go over here, I think it is, where you can load a ship. So you can choose, oh, there's a hint, ship loadout terminal. Allows you to choose what ship you want to use. Ships have multiple unlockable loadouts that decide pre-installed ship system modules, but you can also galaxy map. We'll go to that afterwards. And new cosmetics unlocked, okay. So there are different ships available. There we go. Madam Frigate, Madam Striker, and Madam Destroyer. And I think the first one is the smallest one. You can see recommended players 2 to 3. And the rookie 3 to 4. Oh, that's the loadout. Okay. The Striker 3 to 4, Destroyer 4 to 6. I'll just be selecting the smallest one and playing solo. Consider the Lone Frigate loadout. Or invite friends. Where's the Lone Frigate? Oh, recommended players. Okay, yes, let's take that. And then I think this game is public, so if anybody joins, then I could kind of upgrade to a bigger ship. The galaxy map located at the hub allows you to select a quest. Gather a crew before you start, though. The void is a dangerous place. More information can be found in the codex. Okay, so there's a standard and there's a challenge and survival. Let's just do the standard, a pilgrimage. For each void jump, the difficulty increases, as do the rewards. How far can you get? Selected mutators. Oh yeah, alright, so you can add different stuff to your mission to make it then more difficult, but then you gain XP. Maybe we'll do that later, but let's start where we just do a journey from a main objective towards a boss and then a next system if I manage to survive that far. Activated 0 mutators. Well, I activated the mission, I suppose. So that activates this place up here where we need to go in order to go for mission. Oh, you can also take the elevator. Very nice. Then I think I just grab a seat and I'm sent off on a mission all by myself into lonely space. I think Void Crew has been out for 3 years. Was it 23 or 24? I'm not sure. But it seems like it's still being developed. I saw an update in the menu with new content. Okay, efficiency 100% on my body. Well, that's nice. Okay, so this is the ship, and of course you have different ships. This is the smaller one. There are sort of modules over here that you can change on your ship. So it looks like 3 modules on this side and 3 modules on this side, and over here there's an empty module. So if I find a module out in space or on a space station, then I can modify the ship and add to it. Actually, there's something here. Common blank animal. So okay, yeah. So this is so I go down here because here there's sort of a little shelf, some different boxes, and I can store stuff here. But there's something as I start. A common blank animus crate, which is a support item that you can insert into the fabricator to inscribe the crate with a new system module. So I think that's over here. Fabricator slot. System offline, use, interact, item handling. You can pick up and place carryable items with the left mouse button. Intact. Okay, it's just offline. This, oh yeah, that's right. The first thing you do, okay, so it is a while ago since I played this game, but the first thing you do is you place the homunculus in the central computer cradle. That's sort of the battery. Open the door. Astral map, and this is the navigator seat or the helm. Data shard slot fits any data shard. Oh, is it the other way? It's the other end of the ship. Power on. Wait, I need to place this first. Insert it and power on. There we go. Homunculus connected. So now the ship can start up. And here's the astral map. Well, let's wait a bit with the astral map because I think now we can activate this module. And just let's say I want some more defense because I don't know what I'm doing. Well, these are red, so I suppose I can't use those, but this one is white, so an arc shield Mark 1 or a kinetic point defense. So arc shield, a directional energy shield which absorbs incoming projectile damage. The shield effect can be distributed across an arc determined by the installed direction. Well, it sounds good. Let's take it. Alright, retrieve the animus crate, which is a shield, and then you can place it in this empty slot, and it doesn't activate by itself. So it was always my friend who did this part of the... I had other tasks when we played it. So now I'm missing him. How did he do it? So I can power on the other ones. Okay. I actually don't know how to do that. Let's see if it becomes apparent if I just continue with the other parts. So here's an astral map that you can use to then journey. Plot an escape vector, charge the void drive in the engine room and perform a void jump to access the map of the solar system. Then plot a void jump to the next objective system. Okay, so I should actually charge the void drive first. I think that's down here. So, charge the void drive. And I think once it reaches 100% we need to activate it, so I'll just wait here for a moment. But this game was made by a fairly small crew, I think about 10 developers or so. But we can learn more about that later. Calibrate. So I think at a later point some of these things might also break, so you have to go across these and actually repair stuff like this one, turn this to relieve pressure, and there'll be all kinds of stuff going wrong. What are these thruster boosters? Recharges a thruster boost when activated. So there are all kinds of smaller tasks around the ship that you'll need to successfully complete a mission. I can reset the void drive. All activate can be activated to apply temporary enhancement boosts. Oh, okay. I guess I don't need that. Maybe that's good enough. Well, my markers up on the right side also say now I should open the astral map. So let's set an escape vector.
Set.
Alright. Pull the void jump lever to initiate the void jump. So if I steer the ship and press for void jump, the helm is not powered. Oh, okay. So this is also, the game is just full of all these kind of smaller things that you need to do. Toggle cruise mode, no. Where do I even start the... Where do I power on the helm? So all these smaller tasks that you have to kind of keep track of, and keeping track of those is what's gonna make the whole game chaotic. While pivoting, well, how do I turn it on? So I can steer it, and I can pull this void jump, and then it will say helm is not powered. And how do I power it? Oh, there we go. Power on. Let's do a void jump. So I'm quite excited that the art lead is gonna join.
3, 2, 1.
And I'm just getting a small mail from the company so that they can just post on their Discord. So let me just be distracted for a moment, so that we can pull in a few viewers from their Discord. Hey, all right. Okay, so it's just a bit of text about me. The streamer streams a different Danish game each week with the developers of the games on the stream to talk about their work. So that's what I do on this channel. I stream a different game every week. With developers, and I have developers lined up the next 4 weeks that are gonna be here to talk about their game. Sometimes it's a game that's already released, like Void Crew is, and sometimes it's a game in development, and I think both are quite fun. It's fun to hear about thoughts behind a game that was already made, and it's also fun to hear about something that's in the works. Do I need to then choose something here, I think? Let me just check the message I got. They say... Alright, they replied. So, that's all good. So, you can choose different kinds of missions as you go on this journey. So, I started over here. I can do a salvage mission, which has a difficulty of normal. There's a download, which is difficulty of hard and insane. I think we'll do a normal one, because I am not really very confident right now. Destroy storage containers to locate an ancient data shard. Scan the containers to identify the correct one. The data shard must be retrieved and is there more? And inserted into the astral map for the mission to complete. Okay, so I must find this data shard.
Void jump destination locked.
Alright. Does that mean that now I can just pull this to end the void jump and arrive at the right destination?
3,
Yeah, it looks like it.
2,
Things are
1.
ramping up. Oh yeah, this is also a fun part. You have to communicate with the members on your
This
ship.
sector contains a large amount of jettisoned containers.
Aboard one of the containers is a data shard containing progenitor data on a series of early encounters with the Hollow.
Our mission, as assigned by Medem Command, is to find and secure the data contained in the container.
Okay. Steer ship. So steer ship, and how do I do? How do I steer the ship? So that's
Anomalous jump signature detected.
Oh, okay. I just control like this on the keys. Unscanned signatures. Where do I need to go? Find and destroy the correct cargo container. Okay, so there's a lot to do. Okay, I can scan them. Scanning target. Oh, that's a container. Alright, let's head to that one then. Toggle target lock. Alpha. Can I scan the other ones as I go? Scan this one. Hollow proximity mine.
Proximity
Okay.
mines approaching.
Yes, so approaching. They're not just static. So the hollow, that's kind of the enemy of the game, and I think that's just the one. How do I move my ship downwards? There's a container. It's getting quite close, so I think I'll just try to sort of park the ship here. And then you can leave the ship. I also have this hook. If I press 1, I have that hook that can jump for me. It's like a grapple hook. Calibrate. Alright, so you can leave the ship if you go down here and equip a jetpack in gravity zone. So then you close the doors and then you can toggle the you can toggle the air pressure, so now there's no pressure in here, and I think if I open now I'm alright. I think so.
Airlock open. X-type is commencing EVA.
Okay, so you can fly around and you should be careful. I think there's a... Oh yeah, I have that air pressure meter going down. It's at 90% now. Where was the container? There was a container somewhere just in front of the ship, wasn't there? Oh, there it is. I don't know, suddenly 100 meters seems like a... seems far away. I'll just keep grabbing my hook. Oh, 80 meters grappling hook. I didn't think about how do I actually... What do I do with it now that I'm here? I located it. I must retrieve and upload. But I also need to break into it, right? Scan the container to identify the signature. Take container. Find and destroy the correct cargo. Is this a info board? Not really. Locate, retrieve, and upload.
Anomalous jump signature detected.
Okay. Maybe I played this long enough ago that I actually need to play through the tutorial
All
again.
units have been detected. If they notice you, eliminate them.
Open.
Airlock. Open.
Create some air pressure again and store the jetpack and then open here. The anklets. Find and destroy the correct. Locate, retrieve, upload ancient data shard. There's so many things I'm confused about here, so I think actually I'll just return to the main menu and go through a tutorial. What's game? Tutorial. Let's refresh our memories. Egg-type connection established. Awakening. I am the ship's onboard AI. I am the voice, and Metam speaks through me. So Metam, I think Metam is sort of like a godly overlord.
Possibly a frayed silver thread. Please, step out of the sarcograph and verify that you are in control of all your limbs.
Okay, so I got a new body. Step out.
Intact. Frayed silver thread resulting in partial soul transfer. Tabula rasa protocol. Engaged.
Partial.
Time is of the essence. You act types are usually pretty good at following orders, so listen close and do what I say. Now, pick me up.
Pick up the voice. Oh, so that's the AI. That's the
Bring me
homunculus.
to the central computer and insert me in the cradle.
But the central computer is at the back of the ship. Yeah. So place it and power on.
Perfect. Now power the ship's reactor.
Power the ship's
The
reactor.
circuit breakers have been tripped. This happens when you draw more power than what is available from the ship's power grid. The breakers disconnect, one after another, until I, the homunculus, eject from the central computer cradle, and the entire ship powers off. The only way to get it back online is to reinsert me in the cradle and restart the ship's reactor. Please reset the circuit breakers.
Okay, so circuit breakers. Reset.
The ship's helm and the engine are currently inaccessible due to low oxygen levels. You'll need to activate the life support system to replenish oxygen aboard the ship. Toggle the switch on the ship's life support system. It will draw power from the ship's power grid.
So is that this one? Basic life support
All
system.
Metam ships come equipped with a basic life support system.
That's
It will
nice.
slowly restore the ship's atmosphere, as long as you don't leave the airlock open.
As long as I don't
With the
leave.
ship's atmosphere restored, we should probably do something about your mortal form.
Yes, let's do
Your
something
structural
about my
integrity is
mortal form.
marginal. Likely a sarcograph malfunction. We'll need biomass to repair it. Retrieve a biomass canister from the storage racks located at the front of the ship. Spare biomass canisters can be deposited in the bioport near the sarcograph bay. Their contents will be added to the ship's biomass store. Step into the sarcograph once more and rejoice in the rejuvenating grace of Metam.
Alright.
The sarcograph uses the stored biomass to repair your meat chassis. If you run out of biomass, the sarcograph will work much slower, so scavenge spare canisters when you can. We need to get the ship back to Metam Command, but it will need repairs first. I will guide you. I've registered resources in a jettisoned container outside the ship. We'll need a weapon to crack it open. I will teach you about item fabrication and system inscription. Retrieve nanoalloys from the storage shelves near the front of the ship.
Nano alloy cluster.
Good. Now bring the alloys to the ship's fabricator.
To the fabricator, that's this one.
Use the fabricator's terminal to trigger the recycling process.
Yeah, sure. Recycle.
The recycled alloys are added to the ship's alloy store. New ship systems are created via the process of inscription. The characteristics of the new system are inscribed on a blank animus crate. Advanced systems require higher tiers of blank crates. However, a high-tier crate will support a low-tier system. Use our alloys to fabricate a common blank animus crate.
Okay, so then you can create one of these basic system modules.
With the blank crate in the fabricator, you're able to inscribe the system specs for a benediction cannon.
Benediction cannon, sure. Inscribe.
The characteristics of the weapon system are inscribed on the blank animus crate. With enough alloys, you'll be able to upgrade the fabricator, which will allow you to create higher tiers of blank crates. Retrieve the inscribed animus crate from the fabricator. The fabricator can learn various new blueprints. However, it requires that you recycle the corresponding item first, and the knowledge will be lost when your pilgrimage ends.
The fabricator
Install this
can
weapon
learn
system
new-
so it faces the storage container.
Alright, there we go. So now we can construct it. So why wasn't I able to press that F button? I feel like that's what I did before. I placed it and there was just nothing
Remember to
to
power on the
do.
system before you use it. Though the ship has limited available power, we have enough to run what you've currently installed.
Okay, so then now you can actually sit down in this one and you can see that it's on one side of the ship. So if you install it on the other side, or if you install two, then you have guns on both sides of the ship. Sit in the weapon's gunner seat. Switch shooting angle when seated. Isn't that what I'm doing now? Press tab.
The container is below you. Destroy it.
Oh, so there's one on top of the ship and one on the bottom of the ship.
Good.
Okay, so that's what
There was
I
a hull repair plate
didn't do
inside.
before.
When you're ready, it's time to step into the void.
Because before I just tried to see
Now
if
for
I
the
could
tricky
go
part.
out and open
I've
it,
unlocked
but-
the airlock. Use the airlock controls to get through. I have disabled the safety override, just to make sure you don't accidentally eject yourself into the void of space without proper protection. Before proceeding any further, put on a jetpack. Without it, you'll turn into an Ek-type popsicle in a short moment. Good.
Alright.
With the jetpack on, it's now safe to depressurize the airlock. Proceed with caution.
I'm way ahead of you,
Navigate to the
AI.
hull repair plate that was inside the container and retrieve it. The jetpack has an optional momentary thruster. It consumes your spare oxygen when you use it.
But where is... Oh, there it is. The hull repair plate. Can I grab that? It had a range of 80 meters, I think. Something around 80 meters last time. Dash towards the hull repair plate. Okay, so that's what I got wrong the last time. There we go. Pick it up. And now return to the ship.
You are ready to repair the ship's hull breaches. There is a major breach which will require you seal it with the hull repair plate before you attempt the repair.
It seems to not be located under the ship, but somewhere else. There we go. Okay, so repair. Why don't I have an R2D2 droid that can do this? Well, that's because then there wouldn't be anything to do, so. Do I just. Do I need to do anything here? I'm sort of. Tap F. Tap F. Okay, there was a small tap F button. And pick up the hull repair plate. And there's also something over here to repair. Major hull breach. Okay, so plaster on and press F to repair.
Excellent work. You are good at following orders. Now return back inside.
Alright. I think the entrance to the ship was down here. And still at 25% oxygen.
Remember
Close.
to pressurize the airlock before you remove your jetpack.
There we go.
For your next task, you'll want to prime the ship's thruster boosters. I've unsealed the doors to the engine room. Once
Unsealed.
primed, the thruster boosters can be triggered by the pilot from the ship's helm. They'll provide a temporary boost to ship speed and maneuverability, which is crucial for dodging incoming projectiles or chasing down a hostile.
Okay. Wait, do I need to charge all of them? Charge. There we go.
Next, we need
charged.
to survey the area marked by the Medum nav buoy up ahead. The pilot can scan unidentified signatures from the helm.
But the door is locked. No, it's not. There we go.
Make your way to the bridge. You'll need to
And-
power the helm before the controls will work. Be mindful of power management,
on.
lest you find yourself helming an unresponsive ship. You can look around while seated. This is great for orienting yourself. Now, fly to the nav buoy while you scan and identify all hostile signatures.
Fly to the nav ball.
Your helmet's HUD can display markers for objects of interest in the immediate
Oh,
vicinity
there it
of the
is.
ship. This is immensely useful for locating points of interest, approaching hostiles, and potential salvage outside the ship.
The Medum nav boy. And scan target. I wonder. Yeah, more mines. So I think that's what the
Proximity mines. The Hollow probably left these near the nav buoy as a trap for anyone seeking valuable salvage.
hull.
Use the benediction cannon to shoot the mines. Be mindful that you might need to move the ship to get a proper shooting angle.
Okay, so if we want to shoot, I think the gun is on the left side, right? So then you turn the ship around, leave the helm, and go shoot. And this is also where then if you play it... Oh, the gun is over here. Okay, but there was also a gun or a mine somewhere over here, wasn't there? There we go. And I see a pointer way over there. Okay, so you can shoot pretty far, but then that one I won't be able to, and if I press tab, also no. So even if I go to the gun below the ship, that's not possible. But then you can go into the helm and just turn the ship around, and once you're here, you can sit in a gun again and shoot that one. There we go.
With the
Destroy.
mines dealt with, we should get back to Medum Command. Now that you're brought back up to speed, I'm sure they'll have something exciting lined up for us. To leave our current objective in sector, we'll need to execute a void jump. Mastering the procedure is critical knowledge. An expedient void jump can save the ship from destruction. And you, I suppose.
You suppose it can also save me, yeah.
A void
So it's the
jump
kind of
requires
company
two
that doesn't
things:
really care too much
jump
about their
charge and an
employees.
escape vector. Start by initiating the charge in the engine room.
Initiating the charge in the engine room. That
The
doesn't
void
look too
drive
good,
takes
does it?
some time to spool. You can speed up the process by using the enhancement panel next to the drive. Many ship systems have enhancement panels available. They're a handy way of optimizing system efficiency, even though their duration is limited.
Okay, so it's not necessarily bad. Effect is active. The engine propulsion is -1. When available, trim this point to remove the negative effect. But what's the good effect? So there's a negative effect. Void drive. Okay, so this is almost powered on. Enhance the
During your
void drive.
pilgrimages, leaving an objective before it is complete will be considered an objective failure. You cannot return to an objective sector that you've jumped away from. You can continue your pilgrimage, but will miss out on rewards for any failed objectives. Use the astral map and set the escape vector so we can align the ship to initiate the void jump. Return to the helm and rotate the ship to align with the escape vector. Then pull the void jump lever.
I didn't align the ship.
Stay in your seat. The void jump kick will propel any unsecured personnel backward.
I think it's doing it by itself,
often
though.
with terminal consequences. We're safely inside the void jump tunnel. Now use the astral map to set the jump destination to the exit sector.
So the exit sector. Oh, okay, so while I'm in here, I'm kind of safe, and then I can go about. Oh, astral map. End the run or save your progress. Yes, that's what we want to do.
Good. One final step remains. To leave the void jump tunnel, you must return to the helm and pull the void jump lever again.
Okay. Okay, so in this tutorial I learned that I actually need to destroy those crates before I can go out and salvage what is inside them. So let's try again. You can also see matchmaking. There are a bunch of private games, and then there's one here. I don't know if I join this, if people are gonna think I am well, I am a noob, so should we join that? In 20 minutes or so, the art lead will join the Discord call.
Void jump destination.
So I think I'll try and join these guys, and because this game is designed for multiplayer, I'm pretty sure. Like it is designed to be a kind of chaotic game where you play with your group to try and overcome all those
Power
challenges.
network operating within safe parameters.
Rats, the Rat King. Okay, how do I communicate? Hello.
3, 2.
Oh
1.
shit! The starting the ship. I'm not ready for that.
Airlock open. This sector contains a large amount of jettisoned containers.
A data shard describing early progenitor interactions with the Hollow is believed to be located inside one of the containers.
Nautilus.
Medem command requests we locate the container and secure the data.
Locate the container and secure the data. That sounds like what I just tried to do before. So maybe I won't be completely useless here. So what are we looking at? Unscanned signatures. So I guess if there is a gun. What are all these? Arc shield. What's this? Little minigun. Oh, so that's kind of an automatic gun. But there's nothing in this one. Can I grab
Proximity
a
mines approaching.
light caliber for a small system module? I kind of want to communicate just a little bit with those guys. Benediction cannon, that's the... Animus crate rarity is too low. Oh, even for the small gun, this won't do.
Hull integrity below 40%.
You guys know what we should do? I think...
Egg-type electrocuted.
Oh shit, I was electrocuted. Respawn?
Egg-type printed. Rebirth protocol successful.
Yeah, I remember this. So I'm just gonna wait a little bit for my body to regenerate, or for a new body to be made for me, and then for my soul to be transferred.
Airlock open.
So you can kind of see how
Egg-type has left the ship.
it's building up here. It has very low efficiency, so I think that's not the efficiency of my body. I think that's the efficiency of the system, because there you could find those
Integrity
biomass
above
canisters and
40%.
kind of plug them into the system for a quicker reproduction of bodies.
Hull repaired. Integrity above 50%.
I can also see this says... Damn it, on the Twitch stream itself I wrote with art direct, and that's not really true, it's art lead. So... Do I have an option to change that once the stream is live? I can leave this now, even though my body isn't complete. What happens then? Make hull repairs 2 times, please.
Detected.
I'm just gonna change the Twitch title of the stream with art lead instead of art director. There we go, done. Should update now. We need to repair the ship. Almost out of allies. So if I go
Hostile
out,
reinforcement broadcast identified. Destroy the source before it's completed.
take jetpack. Oh shit! Somebody else is opening the door while I remove the gravity, the air inside the airlock.
We've missed
Hull
our window.
reclaimer alert.
Reinforcements are upon us. Airlock open. Egg-type has
Ship
left the ship.
inertia zone. What is ship inertia zone? Void jump signature 1 kilometer. So over here it does say something about a repair. Major hull breach. Okay. But then how do I grab something? Oh, I can just repair it. There we go.
Hull repaired. Integrity above 70%.
Repair made. Go inside gunner, he says to me. Okay. But I'll just repair this as well before I go into the gunner. Requires hull repair plate. I don't have...
Egg-type
Oh!
combusted.
Did he just accelerate the ship? I think he did.
Egg-type
Respawn.
printed. Rebirth protocol successful.
Still a hull breach outside. Okay, so I need to wait for my body to regenerate a bit
Hull
more.
integrity below 80%.
Well, at least the hull integrity is almost at 80%, right? Before it was down to 20 or 40. Nautilus, can you find a repair plate? So also there is if I press control, can those guys, can you hear me? If I press control, that thing down to the left is blinking. So let me see here, there is some settings, keyboard for audio, ambience, microphone muted, push to talk, and what's the setting for push to talk? What is the setting?
Anomalous jump
Player
signature
interaction?
detected.
So I know that the game has voice chat built in, because then you can kind of communicate much easier. Invert, jump dash interact, ping self. Additional controls for the ship. Weapons, miscellaneous, push to talk, there we go. Control. Okay, so it should be control. So let's see.
Hull integrity below
I
70%.
did it, yes. Okay, I think they can hear me when I press control then. They probably just don't want to speak
Hostile
themselves.
reinforcement broadcast identified. Destroy the source before it's completed.
Wait,
We've
so
interrupted the
is there a
reinforcement
gun
call. Excellent
available?
job.
Because then I should sit in the gun. What's this? Gravity scoop? That's something for picking up stuff outside the ship. Power generator. Arc shield. Oh, this is a gun. Okay. Where are the hollow? Well, I can hear explosions all around, but containers probably not so important right now if we are under fire. Maybe I just can't see them from here. Maybe is he also trying to turn the ship around? I think so. Oh, there was a ship. There was a ship flying. Oh my god, it's difficult to kind of get a feel for where those enemies are. There they are. Because he's also turning the ship while I'm trying to turn my gun around. So this is down, this is up.
Detected hollow summoner unit. If they see you, take them out.
Okay, a hollow summoner unit. I remember that. That's kind of an object somewhere out here that can summon more enemies. So it's one of these units.
Power overload. Circuit breakers struggling. Act now to avoid system failure.
Act now to avoid system failure. So we need to
System
pull
now
something
running within
off.
power network tolerance.
Okay, good job, Nautilus.
Proximity mines approaching.
Proximity mines. I don't see any of those mines at all. Are those the ones on the other side? Did you find the data shard? So that's an unscanned signature.
We've
Grid
detected
detected.
a hostile reinforcement call. Take out the source before it finishes. The ship's power system has reached its limit, causing one of the circuit breakers to trip.
Okay, so this is what I talked about. This is where it starts to just get an overload of tasks, and I hope Nautilus knows what he's doing. He seems to be running around with the circuit breakers and all that. So maybe I'll just sit in the gun and I'll just try and figure out what it is we need to shoot. Where can I find repair plates? If I can find repair plates, then I can also repair the hull breaches. So what are they shooting at? I don't see anything.
Warning. Last circuit breaker tripped. Any more overloads and we'll have to shut down the ship.
Okay, so that sounds bad. Maybe I'll power off this one. What's this one? This is the shield. Let's keep that one on. But no need to have the gun on, I suppose, if you leave it. Oh, repair. Something to repair.
Our power
Okay.
system is overtaxed, and one of the circuit breakers has failed.
Guess, do I activate this? It seems wrong that fire is pumping out. I don't think that's a good sign. Okay. Guys, if you can hear me, please tell me what to do. I am new at this game. Hi, okay. Just go sit on gunner then. Alright, I'll go shoot stuff. And then once
retrieved an item.
once we're joined by the developer, maybe he can tell me a little bit more. Maybe I'll go into a solo game while we're just starting to talk with the developer and just talk a little bit about the art of the game, and then once I have a better grip of how to actually play it, maybe we can join somebody again.
Data shard inserted. Analyzing.
The tactical data has been received for further analysis. Maybe we will be able to learn more about the Hollow through these ancient encounters.
Attention. Final circuit breaker tripped. Additional overloads will force us to shut down the ship.
So those are hollow fighters. Okay, so I should definitely be shooting those, right? But they're out of range.
The meta
So I'll
supply
say
drop has arrived.
hollow fighters on our left, 3 kilometer out of range. Now he's turning around. Okay, so my gun doesn't turn when he's turning around. That's kind of nice. So does he want me to shoot anything here on the left side? I don't
The
think
ship's
so.
power system has reached its limit, causing one of the circuit breakers to trip.
Oh, did I say I said on our left, right? And that's not really true. Shoot the supply drop when we get there. I am looking for the supply drop. But I don't see any kind of supply. Oh, I see it. There it is. I'm shooting it. Oh, but I can also shoot our own ship. I shouldn't be doing that. There we go, it's broken. Okay, so I think now probably that Nautilus guy is gonna go out and grab it. Unless I should. Oh, a sniper. How do I stop it? I think I'm hitting it. So that.
Hull integrity below 60%. Gravity scoop has retrieved an item.
Now I can't see the hollow sniper. So this is also the. I think actually this game is great if you are in a talk with somebody that you can communicate with.
Void jump is alert. The ship is in critical power state. Last circuit breaker tripped. More overloads will shut us down.
Which is probably also why the matchmaking had a lot of private games listed and not really any other public games than this one.
Anomalous jump signature detected.
Jump signature detected. The anomalous. So okay, so that's an enemy kind of zooming into our location, I would suppose.
The ship's power system is under strain, and one of the circuit breakers has malfunctioned. Power
I
network
don't
operating
think-
within safe parameters.
I don't know, should I be kind of moving the gun from side to side? I don't think so. I think it's kind of better for the shipmaster to just turn the ship around. Can you turn the ship around so I can shoot on the other side? He seems to be reacting to that. Okay, nice. Except I'm still out of range. Where is he? He's over there. So that's kind of the front of the ship. So I'm on the right side of the ship. Well, he did a full turnaround, 360 turnaround. Prepare the ship's void drive. We did that. Pull the void lever. I think. Are we? Engine is charging. Then we blast off. All right, getting ready for blast off.
3, 2, 1.
All right. I don't feel like any of that was my credit, but I still feel nice that actually completed something here. Void jump. Okay, the other guys are running around. Maybe I should run around too. So what are we doing? Void tunnel stability is about 90%. He's interacting. Oh, a personal loadout. So now you can kind of choose something. Oh, is this just all cosmetic kind of stuff? Character regression. Well, there is also something like the grapple hook. So I had the grapple hook, and I think you can change that one. So I have this one. Oh, Una, you are now the gunner. Use the minigun on the back for general defense, and the laser for bigger, longer away targets. All right. Use the minigun on the back. So what's the minigun on the back? This must be the other gun. The bigger, longer away targets. The laser. So the minigun. Where's the minigun? Oh, it's a ship. Oh, okay. That's because I was flying a smaller ship on my own. But this ship is actually big enough that it has system modules on the back as well. So now they've installed a minigun here on the back. So I suppose this is kind of the mid-size ship for maybe 3 to 4 players. Does that mean that there are more modules? So this one is still the same. And up here, Nothing more is going on. So I think it just has those extra system modules here by the end of it. Okay. I feel like that's a fairly manageable task they've given me. So maybe I can manage to stay with these guys and stay on this mission as I'm being joined on a call in a couple of minutes. Okay, minigun is now gone. Okay, why did we remove the minigun? The laser and auto turret I'll read. Okay, laser and auto turret. Alright, so the auto turret will do stuff on its own. And do I just sit in the laser then, the mid-range gun? Yeah, sure. Alright. Cool, thank you. Alright, so of course that's a bit of a small menial task to show off a game, but I think it's fine because I'm going to be talking to the art lead in a moment. And
the fabricator has learned a new blueprint.
Since there are there's a lot of stuff going on the ship during a mission, maybe it's good that I just have the smallest, easiest task, and I don't have to go outside the ship repairing hull damage and taking all the task of managing the energy of the system. Let's just take a look at the ship while we're waiting. What are we actually waiting for? I think we're just waiting for someone to go on the astral map and plot in the next mission. So currently we just completed a salvage mission, and then it seems like there are 4 other missions you can go to. One of them is a normal difficulty desecration. There's a hard difficulty, insane difficulty. What's this one? Is that a Joker? Priority targets, difficulty insane. Okay. So I'm hoping they choose the desecration just for now. Which would mean we would access a void shrine and retrieve a powerful artifact. We must bring the homunculus to the site. Oh, I tried this one. That's quite fun. So you find another kind of a station in the void, and you bring your ship's battery to the station. You then power on the station and complete a couple of tasks there before you can then bring back a powerful artifact. So then you can sort of bring that back to the ship, and I think you need this module, which is a gravity scoop. So if you leave something outside of this, so it says can be accessed from inside and outside the ship. So then from outside you can sort of hand over an object to this, and then from inside you can grab it, and then I guess maybe you just store it on your shelf. Oh, we have something here. A gun. So somebody is placing a gun. He's just throwing that down. That's because he's kind of reorganizing the modules. Do you two guys know each other? Do you think Mexico should take... what the hell? Do you prefer sniper moving a gun? Okay, they know each other. Okay. That's great then. They're probably communicating, and I'm just the weird random guy for them. So I think what they're doing now is just kind of setting up the ship for one of these missions. Do you want to do the desecration mission? Sure. Okay. That's good. Okay. Because then I know a little bit about what's going on. If we're doing the desecration mission, I'm not sure why it's called desecration though, because I think we're just kind of retrieving something. Hollow units will flood into the area once the void shrine is activated. Destroy the hollow void suppressors to restore void jump capabilities. Okay, so there's gonna be a few different units, and one of them is called a suppressor. I'm pretty sure that's just a static object, and with me as the gunner, I need to shoot that void suppressor, and then it's up to the navigator of the ship to kind of turn the ship around to make sure that my gun can reach the suppressors. Because as long as those suppressors are there, we won't be able to do a void jump to kind of end the mission. All missions end with a void jump by the end. I missed a call. Oh. So Discord didn't make any sounds. I am now trying to call up. Hey, Christopher, hello. Great. So somehow I didn't hear Discord, but hello. How are you? Yeah, me too. Okay. Hopefully you didn't see the beginning because that was quite embarrassing. I didn't know at all what I was doing.
Void jump destination locked.
All right.
Warning.
Yes.
Void
Oh
jump
shit!
tunnel
Are they?
integrity is faltering.
Oh no! I'm gonna die now, aren't I? Because I am sitting in Discord. Just. Did they remove my gun?
3, 2, 1.
No. Okay. There we go.
Egg-type died from blunt force trauma.
I was just gonna sit and just make sure that the sound volume levels are all right. Because to my ears you're a little lower than the game itself. So just a moment. Master volume. Okay, so maybe it's something like this. Apply. Yes. Yeah, now I hear you a lot better. And then I also just need to make sure that, well, it seems on, as far as I can see on the stream, that you're doing good. Oh, well, the sound volumes are good. Okay, well, this is perfect. I am now waiting for my body to regenerate, so that's a perfect time to just say hello. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for being here. You are Christopher, and you are the art lead at Hoodly Hood Games or on Void Crew. Is that correct? .3D Senior. Yes. Does that mean that you were at Hoodly Hood when they started development on Void Crew?
The Void Shrine lies before us. Once the area is secure, you must deviate to the site.
Hmm.
Structural scans reveal the presence of a cradle-powered generator. You will need to bring the homunculus
Okay. So I suppose you kind of took over the art at a point where that was, can you say placeholder, or was it better than that at the point that you joined?
Hull integrity below 60%.
Okay. Yes. Alright. I think actually when I first saw this game, I didn't know it was Danish at the time. I didn't know the studio, and I was very impressed by the visuals, and I thought it would be a kind of Unreal Engine game. And I think you're making this in Unity, aren't you? And I don't know, there's something about it that, I mean, of course you can also make beautiful games with Unity, but generally a lot of AAA games, that kind of look seems to come mostly from Unreal, whereas more of some indie game kind of look comes from the Unity engine. Mhm. Yeah. Just to get to know just like what you did then, because I think you also said that you were 3D artist. So does that mean, like for example, the HUD, something like that, you wouldn't have made, but you've been making more of like the environment and the characters? Mm-hmm. 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 So I was so I just started up the game, and I thought I could play it without playing the tutorial because I played it a little bit back, but I soon realized I needed to go through the tutorial again because I was messing up objectives, and then like I did see that there were smaller or different size ships. Is this the smaller one because it has also a module here at the end? Okay. Yes. Mm-hmm. Croissant shape. All right. Yes. Is that an efficient space voyager? That's definitely. Oh yeah, because I'm on this frigate, and there is kind of like a left and right side to the ship, um, and I thought actually that was kind of the game design behind it. That if I'm sitting on the right side, I won't be able to shoot stuff on the left, and I would have to communicate with the navigator of the ship for him to turn the ship around so that I can shoot. And I think many things in this game seem to be designed so that you need to communicate between each others. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So when you're doing a croissant-shaped ship, and well, you're the artist on that ship, um, I guess it's the game designer who chooses kind of the the form of the ship, the shape of the ship, and then you kind of draw it. Or do you also get to have opinions on how the ship should be formed? Mm-hmm. 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 Yes, of course. Mm-hmm. We have to go see that ship at some point now. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think actually, so to me, this game is a lot of just information overload. But I think that's the idea behind it. And when I look at something like this, at first I can't see what it is, and okay, then I move closer. I can see it's a gunner. Oh, okay. I can also see here's a seat. But you could have made this in a very simplistic sort of look. But I suppose is that also Well, now I'm hoping you're gonna say that that is the idea, that it is supposed to be kind of difficult to see. Is that the case?
Hull repaired. Integrity above 60%. Hull repaired. Integrity above 70%.
Mm-hmm.
Type is commencing EVA.
Which is probably not so good now that I'm actually assigned to the gunner seat. I joined these guys. I just found a random lobby. I joined these guys because I think this game is supposed to be multiplayer rather than single player, right? But they seem to be they know each other and they talk to each other, and they assigned me to the gunner to the gunner seat. So the easiest task. It's is it this one or is this the Oh yeah, here I have a gunner. So then when you are manning a weapon system, the range is increased. Okay, so that sounds better for my role right now. How do I Mm-hmm.
Void jump destination locked.
Yeah, and I mean, just to clarify, I don't think it's a bad point that it is a overload of information, because I feel that that's like I feel that's part of the game, that it is kind of it is a game where you should communicate with each other, and there's gonna be more tasks than there are gonna be players, so you're just gonna be running. It's kind of like Overcooked in a sense. Do you know Overcooked, the game? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Let me just see here. I noticed something. I'm a gunner now, right? And I don't actually have a lot of points to spend here. Oh no! They're launching the ship, aren't they? Ah, they killed me. Oh no. Okay, let's respawn.
We must steel ourselves. The doctrine of survival relies on overcoming any adversity.
Metum preserve you.
Mm-hmm.
Type printed. Rebirth protocol successful.
Yes.
Data shard inserted. Analyzing.
Mm-hmm.
Friendly jump signature. Alert.
Yes.
The hollow adversary.
Yeah. So that's kind of your mechanism to make sure that people don't just respawn for free all the time. What happens now? I can actually leave now, but what happens if I do? Then I... Oh yeah, I have 40%. Hmm. Yes. He kind of pinged this to inspect. Maybe that was just by mistake. Okay. So now we're in a mission where there's a boss. Oh, I haven't seen this before. This looks crazy. Is that your work?
The hollow entity is drawing power for a massive attack. Data shard inserted. Analyzing. Friendly jump signature detected.
Oh, they can't hear you. Okay, just a moment. I will tune you up. So you should be louder now. Well, it should be on both. Like I'm streaming on both YouTube and Twitch, and both of them should have the same sound. So that's interesting.
The ship's power system is under strain, and one of the circuit breakers has malfunctioned.
Yes, I'll just tune up all audio a bit as well. There we go. You are simply non-existent. Okay, well that's bad. Have I been talking into the to a ghost all this time then? Okay, I can do something else, but then we just won't hear the game audio very much. I will tune that down.
All right.
Well, it's already pretty far down. You've been kicked. Oh, okay. They didn't. They didn't like me very much. Okay, I suppose that's fair.
All right. So he writes that I'm on now. I
All
guess.
right, good. Yeah,
Okay,
you should be on there. So I changed something. The only thing is that I can't now hear how loud you are in comparison to the game. So I'm hoping that.
Yeah, he writes all good now.
All
That's
good.
That's good to hear.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's nice to know. So what did we talk about? Now we have to go.
Oh, wait, well, you know what we could do? We could try and find the croissant-shaped ship.
Definitely want to do that.
I think I'll host a game because then I can't get kicked, and people, they just get what they get if they join me. I know I'm not playing very well right now, but if they join, that's up to them, right?
All right.
Okay, so we're in the hub here.
Yeah. So this is probably a good opportunity for me to talk about something I did a lot on. So actually, the hub was something I worked on fairly early joining Hoodlyhood Games. So we had we had a couple of different biomes. We had 2 ships. We had a lot of the core gaming in place, and we needed this place to sort of kick off everything. We've been looking a lot at stuff like Sea of Thieves and Deep Rock Galactic and so forth, and games where you have this boot up place where you can gather your crew and just get ready before jumping straight in. So this is something I helped flesh out and design. We did a lot of, so before going into larger tasks, so because making a hub is not a small feat. There's a lot of technical stuff that has to go into it, but of course also a lot of visual things that tie everything together. So we looked a lot of different references for doing such a thing. If you look into the hangar, yeah, there you go. I would be lying if I said that there's not a strong Star Wars reference thing going on there.
Well, I mean, that's very understandable, right? They did it. They kind of set the stage, and they did it well. So a lot of people have been copying them. I also get a lot of Halo from this, the Halo games.
Yeah. To be honest, that's not something we have looked a lot into when doing Void Crew. But we have these art direction slides and stuff like that, and there's a bunch of different stuff. And of course, we have IPs that are closer to what we are trying to achieve, but also are not too. I mean, Halo probably have been in our discussions a couple of times.
What about something like Destiny as well? There's something about just the aesthetics of the. So this is very like gold and black and very expensive kind of looking, right?
Yeah, that is a reference we have also pointed towards or leaned towards in several cases.
Mm-hmm.
Also, when it comes to like how we design the enemies, who have this very blocky, simple shape language, which you also find in some places in Destiny. But yes, now that you mentioned this black and gold, it's part of something we wanted to put in, because making Void Crew, we have used stuff like asset packs to make some of the rigs you can explore and get. A lot of stuff in Void Crew is built modularly, so you can like have a bunch of different walls and ceilings and floors and sci-fi crates and whatnot, and then you start to, and you can have it snapped together, so you can fairly quickly make a maze inside a wreck or a base you can place on an asteroid and so forth. But by doing so, we also saw that we had a little bit of a generic sci-fi look. We wanted something that felt like our own and something that stood out enough to go. If you saw Void Crew from a distance, at a glance, at a screen somewhere, or whatever, I know that game. That's Void Crew. So it was to add this more distinct Void Crew flavor. So we came up with something we called Techno-Egyptian or Ancient Theme.
Techno-Egyptian. Is that what I'm looking at here?
Yeah, you could say so. And also, if you look in the ceiling, we have this upside down obelisk in that thing, which is also like Egyptian, but with small sci-fi trinkets and canisters and cords and stuff like that. And this is also something that's pretty well fleshed out in our ships and so forth. And that is something I worked quite extensively on, like taking what we had and going in and play around with the surfaces and the textures and what amount of gold can we put in to make it pop. If you put too much in, it sort of looks like a tacky Las Vegas casino.
I mean, the Vegas casino in space also sounds cool.
It definitely does, and that's probably another thing to dive in.
Yeah.
But to find this balance took a little bit of time, and still keep the underlying sci-fi flavor and feel. So you don't want to lean too much into this ancient part. It has to feel like it's technological.
And futuristic.
And futuristic, exactly. Something that you would find yourself in, or in alternative universe sometime in the future, or with a race that's more developed than the human race.
Oh, this is
So
actually
if
quite nice. A matchmaking terminal. Is this online? No. Okay.
yeah,
Oh wait, it is. It updated when I clicked it.
Yeah.
Oh.
A lot of private games. But you hosted a public one, so maybe someone will join you.
I think so. How do I see the current game? The Game Master Brown. Oh, it's private. No, it's not. And max players is 6. Yeah. So people can join if they want to. All right, good. And up here, that's just where we spawn. So we spawn up there, get a new body, and then we enter the hub. And then you have different quests that you can choose. Saved session. And the different ships. Would you say that that's the part you enjoy most about making art for games? Is that the sort of ideas, like bringing together what should it look like, or do you more so enjoy like the technical part of implementing it? Because I suppose you're making it. That's one thing, to get the ideas and also to make it maybe inside Blender, as you said, and then you have to get it inside the game engine that you are using.
Yeah, so I guess on some sort of scale, very technical on one side of the scale and very creative on the other side of the scale. I'm probably one of the Hoodlyhood team members who are on the more creative side of things. So I have a lot of very knowledgeable and great technical co-workers or colleagues who handle a lot of the more technical aspects. So, like, I couldn't write a line of code if my family's lives depended on it.
Okay,
that's not as much as I would love to. No. So it's much more taking care of the visual side of things. But that being said, it's not like I'm completely in the dark on other aspects of creating the assets and making stuff work in game. So again, we have a lot of systems and so forth. Quick question. I have a guy on Discord. He says, "Hey man, do you have like 5 to 10 minutes to talk with a player who loves this game? He has more than 2,500 hours in game."
Wow.
I mean, for my sake, there's no issue in that. Maybe we could have him join.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
All right. If you try to press escape fairly quickly. Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, actually, go to the matchmaking terminal.
Is there one inside now that I went into the ship?
Oh, no. You should be able to make it private. Okay, so try to press escape again. Yeah, no. Yeah, there you go. So you are host, right? Join via code.
I mean,
yeah, okay.
Now they can see the code here, so maybe they can use that.
Yeah. So Grim Lorian, if you're seeing this, can you join bonus game?
At 718377.
Also, just write it to him.
8377.
All right. Yeah. That's okay. So he'll join if he wants. What did we come from? Was it about the technical stuff or the creative stuff? Anyways, I can say, so this is the Striker sound-shaped ship. If you try to go a little bit back and to your left, we have these consoles hanging on the wall, or you could go up to the pilot seat.
So I think that's always interesting because you're a little bit delayed in what you see from what I play, like about 5 seconds or so. So when I take directions, it's always.
Okay. If you go to
I'm
the
at the center
seat,
here, yeah. Pilot seat.
Yeah. It's
so this is my first time in this ship.
Yeah. On the opposite side of what I'm looking at now.
Oh, yeah, of what you're looking at. Oh, I found it. Here it is. Steer the ship.
Perfect. Yes. Then if you press tab.
Ooh. Now I see a croissant. Or banana.
Yeah, banana. We can also roll with that. Anyways, I was just trying to show what I actually talk about. So this ship design is pretty different to our other two ships, who have this left and right. It's more forward directed in their combat and also design shapes, whereas this is more horizontally shaped. So you have a larger variety of module buildings on the front side of it, like a lineup of guns and whatever you want to install. And as you can see, you have this better overview just walking around in general. You can sort of see all your modules installed from a single point of view. And
so I suppose this ship then it has a very nice overlay that's very easy to follow. Do you think it makes for more fun games because you can then because it could also be more fun that the ship is harder to control and therein is a challenge?
I like that we have a variety of ships to choose from. As I said, the frigate, the small one, is like a 2-player crewman ship. This one is built for 3 to 4 people, and then we have the destroyer, our largest ship, which is a 4 to 6 player crew sized ship, and also the different types of layouts in those ships also makes for a different gameplay experience. So yes and no at the same time. I guess a layout that's clearer, just jumping into at first glance is easier for newcomers. But once you get past that learning curve Void Crew has, I would definitely not only stick to one ship. I've had a lot of fun sessions in the Destroyer as well, for instance, with a larger crew.
So the Destroyer, I think I saw that was actually an update you made after releasing the game, and it had been out for a year, so you made the bigger ship. Is that true?
Yes. So we launched with the 2 ships, the frigate, the small one, and the Destroyer, the large one. And then after doing different updates with the different features and having a good communication with our community, we saw that a need for a ship that came with something else than the 2 other ships was something we needed to look into. So that's where this ship that you're running around in now came into play. And maybe also I hope that now running around in it, you can see a lot of like techno-Egyptian or ancient theme still carry its way, not only in the hub, but also in the ship. So some of these gold plating details and the way we angle the corridor and have little strips of light as you see now, and there's some sand colors and some dark metals and so forth to stand in contrast with it. Is like this main theme going through.
There's also something to this chair. It's almost like it has a snake back or crocodile's tail on its back.
Yeah. I'm very glad that you read that from it, because that's exactly what it's supposed to look like. It's like the back of a. You look on the rear side of it. So yeah, it is supposed to look like that. like it has these golden scales and those flap-like appendices on the side of a cobra head.
That player that you wrote to, I don't think they're joining. Did they?
Nope. I can try to write him directly.
Yeah.
I was hoping he was listening
in. So another point on the fact that you said you hope that Void Crew could sort of have its own identity, so that when you see an image of Void Crew, you kind of instantly know, oh, this is Void Crew, right? And of course, that's a very powerful thing to have for a game if it has its own unique identity. I think every time I see these very saturated galaxies or universes, like the space void, it's always very lit up. Like I think that is maybe also something that you've chosen specifically for Void Crew to have its own kind of look, because most of space is pretty empty and black, but I think Void Crew is always this very saturated pink or orange color.
Yeah, that's also definitely not a coincidence. Sure, we have had iterations of Void Crew in its earlier form was a little bit more to the neutral space side. We have 3 biomes, or actually we have 4, but one of the biomes is attached to playing what we call survival, which is like a mode where you are constantly up against waves of enemies and where you're supposed to see how long you can survive. Whereas what you're playing now is this more roguelite experience. It sort of has the same where you can try to see how long you can survive, because it sort of have a cap built into it, but there's more freedom involved in the type you're playing now. But so we have these 3 to 4, or let's just say we have these 4 biomes, and each biome has its own theme going forward. So we have this icy blue biome, we have this fiery yellow-orange biome, then we have this one, which is, I think when I made it back in the day, I would say it was dreamy.
Dreamy, yeah.
These background galaxy clusters, and the coloration has like this color contrast to the other biomes, and then we have a zone darker one for our survival mode. And by playing it and by going through it again and again, we just came to the conclusion that we need to bump up coloration. And we also have this thing where there's like a gradient going from a sharp color towards where the light source is to a little bit more dimmed down on the opposite side. This helps on navigating, because if it's completely pink or completely orange and yellow in whatever direction you look, you sort of lose track of where you're going. So this is also like a conscious art direction choice.
Yeah, of course you're in a 3D space and you're just floating around, and you can look in all directions, so you can quite quickly get a little bit disoriented. And then, of course, having those planets out there can kind of anchor your visual point.
Exactly.
I'll choose the normal difficulty here, because I'm not ready for anything other than that. Let's do that.
It's probably a pretty clever choice. Yeah.
And then also when you're in this void, it's a whole different look, right? Not only are you in a tunnel, but it also has a whole different color to very strongly signify that you're someplace else.
Yes, that is completely correct. The void tunnel is something we added maybe halfway through, at least my time in Hoodie. Before that, we actually went straight from sector to sector. So now you're in a sector. It's basically just the level or the map that you're currently playing.
Yeah.
And we just noted that we needed some sort of downtime. So right now it hasn't been too hectic on you, but like Void Crew can become very hectic at times, and all the different systems in the ship, like we have breaches and you need to manage the power, and things can be set on fire and so forth. And just going from one chaotic episode to the next one without any was a little too chaotic. So we added the void tone to have this.
Oh yeah, to have a little bit of downtime.
Exactly.
I think that's great, because then you can also choose your loadout a bit. Oh, we were joined by another gamer here, Mr. Redhead Dude Man 2. Mr. Redhead Dude Man 2. I wonder how many Mr. Redhead Dude Mans there are.
No idea. But the guy who wrote to me on Discord, his name is Grim Lorian. I would imagine that is also his in-game name. So maybe it's just somebody else who's watching. But
so again, if you want to join the game, Mr. Grim, then you're looking for this code 718377. I also wrote it in the chat. I can just write it again, because I think if you join the stream, I don't think you see the chat that was there previously. So I don't know. In case he joined.
He says he cannot find it. Maybe we can send an invitation. Right.
But I mean, pretty amazing. You have a player who's played more than 2,000 hours. I think you see that for some games like Dota, League of Legends, World of Warcraft, and maybe some of the big RPGs like Skyrim and so on. But
that is pretty crazy. Yeah, I've seen him in our community. Like we have this. Feel free to join if you're watching this. Like with a lot of players who are actively playing and debating and reporting bugs and coming up with the feedback. But he's definitely somebody I've noticed in there also. He asked if we maybe can send an invite if I just give you his name on Discord, since you're the one playing and not me.
Invite friends. Do I show their names? Well, I can invite, but then it pops up with a Steam overlay. So the game itself, does that have any options to invite? Oh, I received something on Discord.
It's just his name. Yeah, but anyways, I think we should maybe take it as a bonus and not stray too much off course.
No.
Yeah. So we talked a bit about like the creation of like the biomes, a little bit about the HUD and the ships. Another thing that I worked quite a lot on has been the enemies that we call the hollows.
Yes.
When I joined Void Crew, they had there was like a loose idea on them, and there were like a light fighter and a medium fighter and some larger pillar shaped ones. There was some concepting on it, but it was not something that we were really happy with. So that was, I actually think it was the first thing I really, like my first real task in Hood that I needed to address, was to find a good direction visually for the hollows. And it was quite a hard task. I found it, both because you're new in a company and you need to find your, but also like having a clear identity for the main enemy you encounter throughout the whole game. It's quite important to nail down. So it was a lot of referencing. It was a lot of, like I did a lot of hand-drawn sketches, and again, like Photoshop bashing, finding different pieces of reference and cutting things out and attaching to others and trying to find something that flows and works. And we came up with something basic for the hollows. So they have this very basic blocky shape language, like triangles and squares and stuff like that. So what you're shooting at now is like a swarm of light fighters. Have this pyramid shape language and 3 small tail structures pointing from the rear. And that was the first thing that we sort of nailed down. It sounds simple, but we tried a lot of things that didn't work. And sometimes simple and readable is good to sort of.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, there are so many other sci-fi worlds out there, so you kind of want to distinguish yourself somehow, but you can't make it too special because it also has to seem somewhat realistic, right? It has to read as a plane or spaceship.
Yeah.
But I totally get your design. They have this all like a little bit purple, black, pinkish look to all these hollow structures, and then the fighter is this shape, right? But the suppressors are kind of, what is that shape called? Diamond shape? But
so
which is
it
still
has
a
this
geometric form.
Yeah, exactly, geometric form. That was actually sort of the I was looking for. That's true. So yeah, the suppressor has this core with some elongated pillar shape that's rotating around it. But yeah, we made the light fighter, and we said to ourselves, okay, there's something here, and also maybe I should come back to. So we're a space game, so we operate at great distances, and like putting. So we're trying to do clear silhouettes. Like it has to be readable from afar because you barely see the enemies up close and personal, unless it's a gargantuan like some of the bosses are. And there you sort of need, as you say, those geometric basic shapes, and trying to find the balance. Like how much can we put on it before it becomes noisy and uninteresting, and how little is too little, and so forth.
Yeah, because
So
I
the
suppose
light-
you don't really want a lot of detail on them as well, right? I can hardly see the fighters. They're way over there, right? A kilometer away.
Yeah.
And what I can really see is a light right now. And when they get close, I can kind of see the triangular shape that they have to them. Hey, there we have Mr. Grimm. Hello, Mr. Grimm. So, and then this one is a kind of star-shaped or like again a simple geometry. But I can't see any details, like does it have windows and all that?
No. So the hollows are more like a hive mind or a singularity kind of enemy. It's more a machine than it's like a living alienated fleet of sorts. So it's not like it's like you steer a ship with your crew. They're more like this singularity AI, machine-like thing that you're fighting.
Yeah.
So it's a solo machine piece.
Do you actually know that as a player? Because I've been thinking that they give me kind of the feeling that I'm fighting something unorganic, and it's just mechanical. It's just a machine. But I actually don't know why I think that. It's just the impression I get. But there could be humans inside these ships, right? But I don't know.
Right.
So I don't know how you communicated that to me, but I got that impression just from playing the game somehow.
That's very nice. So we don't have this fleshed out, story-driven intro and stuff like that. Not when you boot the game and not when you play the tutorial. You get small hints here and there, And then we also placed something called lore shards throughout the missions. So for players who want to know more about the universe, you can collect little bits and pieces of the lore and information about where you are, why you are here, why are you fighting these types of enemies, and so forth. But you saying what you say also means that like the visual design of it also ties into like the lore side or part, which is a big shoulder clap. Or I like to hear that. So it feels less random
Yes.
by such statements. Yeah, and you're correct. So they have this purple and black coloration to them, and we talked about the strong colors of the biomes before, which also plays into like having dark enemies on a dark space background is a little bit hard to pull off.
Yeah, but you actually have pretty dark enemies, but the space itself is just so luminous that actually it works.
Yes, and this is also something that we had to iterate down throughout the production of it, because we have had instances where we saw this very dark enemy on a very background, and if you didn't have markers and the light that you talked about before, like show like strong indicators, just on purely visuals, it's very hard to see, and of course you want to be able to see what you're fighting and shooting.
Yeah, so those fighters, they have that very strong light, right? They when they're far away, they have a very strong light. I think when they get closer, they actually turn off their light a little bit.
I think it's distance driven. I can't exactly say the technical solution, but I'm pretty certain that's how it goes. So yeah, but we really wanted to keep this sort of dark toned color theme going for them, just because you want some sort of coloration that tells it's evil. And how do you pull that off in a space game that's dark in some areas? So that's by tweaking the colorations on this and the background.
We are collecting.
And from the light fighters, we sort of expanded on that and its shape. So some of the latter enemies we did, I became super happy with. If you encounter the bomber, for instance, that's something we did further down the enemy production line. Around that stage, I really think we sort of like really found the core identity of our enemies. Not to say the earlier ones are bad by any means, but as many other things in life, things progress and take shape, and it's the same with the enemy design work.
Okay, all right.
I have a Grimlorian here, but you actually can't hear the game, can you, Christopher?
I can if I put on the audio.
Or English?
English or Danish is fine.
Okay. Jamen, okay. Altså, jeg kan kun sige en ting. Altså, det er det fedeste spil, jeg har spillet i mange år. Og vi har et rigtig, rigtig fedt crew, som samler defects og så videre. Vi er Wounded Frenzy. Problemet er, når vi når til stage 45 eller sådan noget, så er vi nødt til at gemme spillet for at kunne spille videre.
Ja.
Men problemet er, de der defects, når du kommer tilbage, de er væk. Og man bruger lang tid på at samle de her defects. Det ville være fedt, hvis de defects, de stadigvæk var der, når man reloaded the game.
Okay, Christopher, could you hear that?
Yes.
Okay, Grim.
please.
Christopher could actually hear you, so he'll answer if you tune into the stream.
Yeah.
Then I'll tune down this a little bit again so we can actually hear you, Christopher.
And also, I muted Twitch because I hear myself twice.
Yes.
Yeah. First and foremost, thank you, Grim Lorian. I'm really glad that you think it's one of the best games you ever played, and you and your crew are having a continuous good time with it. In regards to defects not being saved and breaches and so forth, I will pass that along in turn. It's not something I directly are working on, but I will definitely let the team know. I wasn't quite aware that you found it so immersive breaking, I guess is a okay term. But I will put the audio back on so I can hear a potential answer.
Yeah, so he spoke of something I don't really understand, something about reaching level 45 and detachments. So I guess that's something that happens later in the game. And of course, that sounds a little bit more like game design than about art. But what does that even mean, reaching level 45 and detachments? Is that to do with these missions that we do, and if we can get far enough in a mission?
All right. Yeah. So that was a question for me, right?
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure.
I think I can see Grim Lorian saying something, but I have it tuned down so low, so unfortunately I can't really hear him. It's not a perfect setup right now for receiving questions from inside the game as well.
Yeah, I agree. But let's just take this one question and then maybe keep other game design related questions on our Discord. That's probably a little bit easier. Not that I don't want to engage with it, but as you say, Rune is a little bit hard to do this way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the way the game is structured, you have this progression where you can. So it's a roguelite game experience. Like, so you're not supposed to go indefinite, and you crank up the difficulty as you go along. And the longer you survive, the harder it is for you to stay alive, basically. But we have some very experienced players who know the ins and outs of Void Crew and how to tackle it, so they can survive a lot of runs. And you asked me before, so this mission is that a run or a level? And yes, you play typically 5 jumps, missions, tasks, and then you get to a boss, and then you come to a new biome, and it's sort of rich that way, but with the added difficulty on top of it. And I guess if you're really good at playing Void Crew, you can survive this 45 times.
Yeah. So I mean, I've survived it 1 or 2 times. That's how far I've gone. Of course, I'm not at all. I haven't played it very much. I played it once with one of my friends, and we had a lot of fun. But we messed it up horrendously, which was also a lot of fun. So reaching level 45 sounds like something a player would do that a developer never gets that far with their own game, right? The players end up always being better than the developers.
Yes, that's definite. That's a lot of the people in the community who are way better at Void Crew than me, for instance. And I have colleagues who are better than I am, but they are also like stand in the shadow of the really experienced players out there. They find all the ins and outs and how to operate the system, and what, like, you can install something called relics that I think I talked about this earlier, boosts to the overall ship, and they mods for the different ones. and I think that's an area where I just go a little, just take it as is, whereas there's a whole structure, what relics to install, and how to handle them.
Ectype
And
terminated.
they are way better at that than I am.
The location of a void shrine in your vicinity.
Now I did the thing where I killed my teammates by void jumping without communicating. I'm sorry to everyone who I'm playing with today, because I'm that player on the team who just doesn't really listen to the others and doesn't communicate, just does something. Okay, this is another kind of environment we haven't seen before, where it's like we're sort of entering a big broken something, some kind of station or another kind of giant spaceship maybe.
Yeah. So we have things throughout the biomes or the levels that you can interact with. Like you can go gather loot. There's some small puzzles and whatnot. I think, yeah, like what you see here on your screen, the Void Shrine is something you can interact with. It's part of the mission, but you also have like small exploration points throughout the different biomes. But the large space debris wreck parts you just flew by is part of the biome. It's not something you interact with. It's more to give the specific sector you've flown into some flavor and uniqueness. So we constructed a lot of space debris that can be scattered out throughout the game. And those were also built by having a modular setup. So I did a bunch of different space wreck plates or hull plates that can be snapped together. Some are very, some are somewhat intact, and there's different variations. So we can establish a lot of assets by assembling it modular like that. Then they're placed in the sector by hand. And it looks like you lost power.
Yeah, I think if I can convince my team, then maybe I'll go out and explore. Oh shit! Oh no! No, let me back in. Oh no! If I close this, yeah. So what I was about to say was that I was considering going out there to investigate that environment, because you say you've been working a lot of the environments, so I thought it'd be nice to go and check that void station. And again, just from what we saw, close that and pressurized the airlock. Oh, the homunculus is disconnected. Where did he take it though?
He took it out to...
oh, he's going to... Ah, yes, that's our mission, right? Our mission is to bring that homunculus out to that other station, power up that other station. And it seems like I've been losing a lot of health, so I can't even see a lot right now. If I go to the sarcophagus, can I regenerate?
Yes, it's all the way in the back of the
Enter. Okay, I'll just regenerate for a little bit. How about this void station? If I managed to go out there from a distance, it also looked like it had that Egyptian kind of look to it. Or at least it had, well, it almost had like a little bit of a Gothic look to it actually, because it has those towers.
Yeah. So we're talking about the station now.
Yeah, the void station that's part of the mission,
Yeah.
the one we need to go to.
Yeah, so it definitely ties into this ancient theme, and it's so you have this this lore, culture, religion thing we call mythm, and you're part of this race, I could say. And it's an ancient civilization that's been there
There it is.
Hollows. Yeah,
Power grid now operating within acceptable limits.
for a long time, and you see remnants of that, and that is such a place. So yes, that area is even more
60%.
Egyptian than what you see inside the ship. And again, that is not by mistake or accident. That's something we wanted to lean into. So it felt a little bit more ancient than what you see inside. A little less technological. And like the big obelisks and such, and the pyramid shape things you're looking at now.
Is there any
more prevalent.
reason in particular that you chose Egyptian rather than, let's say, Greek or Aztec or like? Of course, I love Egyptian theme. That's it has a very strong look to it. But Greek themes as well. They also have like a lot of column-based structures, right? So instead of pyramids, you would have temples. So.
Yeah.
Is there any particular reason for... Oh, I died.
That's not like a strong particular case for it being Egyptian, but we did go for it because it was something we deemed that a lot of players internationally have some sort of reference to. But we also looked at other old civilizations, and there are hints of it here and there, like Mayan. Architecture is something we also looked at, and old Roman structures and stuff like that, like how the pillars are built, and you mentioned Greek. So you see a little bit of that going into it. It's just not as on the nose as with the Egyptian, like the obelisk, for instance. It's very Egyptian, right?
Do you think
so it's mainly just it's mainly just to have a clear reference point to something real?
Yeah, you could also you'd also sort of design your own culture that was still unique, but then wasn't something people know from the start. And I suppose that's also a reason for choosing something ancient and well known, is that people just tie into it that much easier.
Yes, so we want to put a lot of control in, or fantasy, so to speak, in players' hands, right? So adding a bit of mysticism, not fleshing everything lore-wise out, totally making people decide what meta is for them, adds a bit more personalization. So yes, we wanted something that ties everything together, something that could engage players. So we have this meta preserve thing we're saying,
Yes.
and we even have it as a what's it called? Not emoji, but emote. Like a way to say hello for the players. Yeah, that thing, exactly.
Wait, I do it just when I enter it. Yes, there we go. Madam preserve you. And then you make the sign of the pyramid again.
There we go. Yes, there's a red lining.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that what ties everything together. That's who built this whole thing that you're a part of and trying to survive through with. Does that answer?
Yeah. I think that makes total sense. And
cool.
I'm just gonna enter the cannon and shoot stuff and hope that my team, they can figure out the rest. Because I kind of lost track on the mission. I don't suppose you can say anything about what you are working on now. I won't press you on that matter, but if there is something you wanna talk about, well, is there? That's my question.
Yeah, I can say a little bit, not a lot, because it's confidential, a lot of it. but I can say this much: we are working on a new title. It's very early development. I cannot say what it's called or what it's about, but there are similarities to Void Crew. So there's co-op, and it's a sci-fi type game.
So when you say a new title, you're talking about a new game, separate from Void Crew.
Yeah.
All right, cool. How many are you at Void Crew now? Oh, not at Void Crew, at Hudlihud.
We are 8 people.
8 people, all right.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay.
We were, I think we were 14 about a year ago, so we scaled it down a little bit. So, yeah, as I said, working on everything.
Okay, so working on a new game that's separate from Void Crew, and you said co-op, so that makes sense, right? Because you've been focusing very much on a co-op game here for Void Crew, and then just sticking to what you know, and now you have the systems that you'll need for such a game. You
Exactly.
can more easily make a new one, right?
Yeah, exactly. We talked about you earlier, and a lot of the learnings, both game design-wise, but also some of the technical carry on in the new game. So everything ties together like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I was actually also just thinking about anything new for Void Crew, but does that mean then that you're not working on updates for Void Crew?
No.
Are you satisfied with Void Crew as it is?
And thank you for asking. Maybe I should dive headfirst into it myself. No, that definitely doesn't mean that Void Crew is not. We are potentially doing a new update in the near future with a main focus on doing more modding. So giving more control to the community as to carry Void Crew to a place with some of back and so forth that they have on the game. And also bug fixes coming with an update and potential new features, but I'm not sure if and what that would be, so I cannot promise anything, but the modding is what will carry in the next update.
Okay, well, what does modding mean for Void Crew? What can we do as it currently stands? What can a player change for the game now?
Yeah, so we have mods on Void Crew. It's not something that I am most knowledgeable on, but I know we will open up for more, like working with more directly assets. I think it would be easier to open up and code on without doing hacky solutions and stuff like that. But yeah, this is the art guide.
This is the art guide, yeah. Okay. So can we modify the art through our own modifications? Can we put in another hollow ship, or is it more like tweaking damage parameters and stuff like that?
I actually think so, because so in Unity we have something prefab. Prefab is basically how to package an asset or an effect or whatever it can be. So let's say you wanted a new module. I think you could open a existing module and replace the graphics or the game mechanics this way by giving access to the prefabs. So again, I'm trying to go the best of my so it's a little bit of guesswork involved.
Yes, I'm also not very knowledgeable about how you just modify a game through Steam, but I know that Steam has that whole Steam workspace where you can create a lot of mods, and they kind of do a lot of support for that. Is Void Crew out on other engines than Steam?
Yes, so we are on Xbox, PlayStation, Steam Deck, and PC. Yes.
Xbox, PlayStation. Right.
Yes.
I can see that the whole ship is in disrepair now, and that all our crew members have left us.
Yeah. So this is where the and where the downtime thing we talked about earlier will kick in a little bit. Yeah. So I just see Grimlorian writes. He really just wants saving with defects. He writes to me. That's was what he wanted to bring.
Okay.
If you're still listening in, I will definitely bring this up. This looks like a bigger issue than what I think we internally knew of in the team. So thanks for both playing and chipping in. We will look at a prioritized bug ticket for this. We definitely want to keep the core gamers engaged for as long as possible.
It's interesting, right? Isn't it that you have a game? It's been out. I think it's been out 2 years or so now.
Yes, with the early access and so forth. Yes, yeah. that sounds about right.
And still, stuff is going on in the game that you don't know about, and like it's almost impossible for anybody to know everything about a game.
Yeah. So we try to have as much communication and engagement with our community, both on Reddit, both on Steam, both on Discord. We put videos, walkthrough videos on YouTube. There's a lot of comments, X, and you name it. There's a lot of people, a lot of places where people reach out to us, and we try to answer as much as possible, and make it clear that we do so. But then again, we're 8 people. Mm-hmm. And we can only do so much, and there's a lot of great ideas, feedback. There's also quite a few bugs, and we have to pick and choose and prioritize what we think is the most valuable, and also, of course, what most if an issue is reoccurring, then of course it's a higher prior than some weird little thing that happened in a single run, single player. Yes. In one corner of the game. Not that we don't note it, but again, it has to fit in a larger piece of production puzzle.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
I also just wanted to say I've kept you on here for quite a long time, and of course you're working on a new game, you said, and I don't know how long time you have to keep sticking around.
No, I just think that we lost about close to half an hour talking to no audio, so I wanted to make up for that. But maybe we say thanks for now soon. So if you have any last couple of questions, we could probably do that.
Well, the only thing is if you have anything that you feel you kind of want to communicate about Void Crew, because I think we had a very nice talk about like the whole idea design behind how it actually looks, both with the ships being inspired by the Egyptians and many of the objects out in the world, and how space is in this universe. Space is not very black at all.
Yeah,
so
that's good.
I don't know. I don't. Well, your next game, is that gonna be space as well then? Only if you're allowed to say it. I'm just asking.
Yeah, well, I will stick to saying so. Since it's sci-fi, it will probably not be too far-fetched to think that it could be out in space. But I'd rather not say too much.
No, of course not.
Because it's in such early development.
We'll have to keep our eyes at Hoodly Hood and.
Yes, please do.
Yes,
it's super exciting.
I mean, if you
say.
could make another game that's... I did try this with one of my friends, and that was so much fun. And also just you're talking with your friends and you're joining random players and you have to try and communicate. That was so much fun. So if you can make something in the same kind of gist where you... where you have to do a lot of communication as a team, that would be so much fun.
That's definitely part of like Hoodlyhood's core game design philosophy. So Void Crew was built around being a I would not say mainly, but it was definitely a core part of what Void Crew was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And having success with Void Crew, it would be silly not to carry that thing over into the future.
Void jump destination locked.
So we have a lot of learnings, both on like positive and some things where we had to learn the hard way. But it's been very fun. But it also comes with a set of challenges because you're like the more people you throw into the mix that has to work together to make a game experience, the more variables can go in many directions, right?
Yes.
So it's been a challenging learning curve at times, but also extremely giving and
very rewarding.
Rewarding. That's the word. Yeah.
Of course, one thing we haven't looked at all during this game session is all the other game modes. You said that there was a survivor where there's waves, and in that one you see a whole different kind of biome and another section of space. But yeah, I don't want to keep you if you need to go work on the next great title.
More people. Yeah, I think this is probably a good time for me to sign off. I don't think I have any other big things. We came around some of the aspects, like we talked a little bit about the character. As I said, it's not something I've been directly producing, but I have been involved in making design choices on it. I could say that it's a customizable workflow, so we want to give like things to achieve and unlock and loot and so forth. So like the production side of it, I've been part of, and it's also been a little bit challenging. But once you make a system, it's easier to feed assets into it. I helped with that, and I have some great other artist colleagues who've done a lot of amazing work on that. We talked a little bit about creating biomes. We have different themes. Each biome comes with a set of sectors or maps. We built a bunch of different assets to put into those sectors. So there's different asteroid types going into the specific biomes. There's some different mission objective type gameplay with different space wreck stations and bases. Different wrecks we assembled that you can go explore throughout those biomes. Then we talked about enemies.
Yeah, I think now we're actually against the boss, aren't we? I can't seem to find a seat where I can look out because my teammates have taken the gun seats and the helm.
So right next to the seat near the astral map, there's a periscope. It's up towards the ceiling. It's like in the middle. Little next to the seat, I have this round shape with a stick on top.
There we go. Oh, then you can see all that's going on outside.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, this is a crazy kind of look. It's some kind of bus structure just surrounded by I don't know, mines and suppressors and all kind of. It seems like we're deep in the enemy territory here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, actually, now that I look at that box, so the way we build the enemies is we have this sort of a structured, layered approach to them. So we looked at the Night Fighter earlier. It doesn't have anything but its soft body or its weak part exposed. But almost all other enemy classes have some sort of armor that you can peel off to get to the weak inner part, the cords and the machine, the circuit board type of
Mm-hmm.
muscle fibers, weak structure. Then we put these thick armor layers, and also some enemies have energy shields, where different types of weapons can take care of different types of parts of the enemy. So we also have structured it around that whole approach, also visually and design-wise.
Yeah, so that like they look like almost like cloisters, or well, it definitely has that armored feeling. Whereas the one I just shot, so I can't see that anymore, had like that glowing orange orb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the weakest part that a lot of enemies also have. Like that's the weak spot that would give a bonus damage for you to go for.
Mm-hmm.
Further overloads will cause a complete shutdown of the ship's systems.
I think we should end it here. We've been around pretty much everything, and then again, not a lot, because I haven't been able to play the game and to really reach a very far point and show off what the game has in store for you. But there's been some viewers throughout it all, so I hopefully they enjoyed what they saw, and they are intrigued now to go play
I really
and
hope
try
so.
it themselves.
We are very proud of what we created, and also just to mention it, I think it's a very nice journey that you're on, like trying to expose Danish games, and by having developers on board to go a little bit more in depth is a nice mission for you to have, and that to my knowledge, there's not a lot of. So I really hope that you succeed with it, and as much as we at Hoodly Hood Games, or at least I, can do to help you out, creating more awareness on Danish created games, I would love that. And I really hope that your channel grows.
Well, thank you. I mean,
create this awareness. I remember back in the day when my gaming wasn't that big, I was going through channels trying to figure out what Danish games are being made and so forth. And it was not always very easy or very transparent. So I really hope that you could help create
really
that transparency.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I mean, I'm really enjoying making it, and obviously this is still early in my journey, so we had a few technical difficulties. I'm worried to go watch the recording and see that if you were indeed not audible the first half hour, that would be so sad. So I apologize for that, but yeah, I think it's so sad. It's actually difficult to find a list of games made in Denmark, and it's difficult to find companies, and it would be so nice to just grow this channel. We'll see how it goes.
For sure. And just by you saying so, you noticed the thing, but you didn't know it was a Danish production. Sometime, I don't know how long, but you know, being able to know such thing when you're in the Danish gaming industry, or just have a general interest in Danish created games, would be super nice to know. Okay, so Denmark has, I don't know, 15 mid-sized game companies and 5 large and 40 small, whatever, you know.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's yeah, that's also what I can find. But
But just having that information at hand would be super nice in general. So yeah, not to sit here and say the same thing that you have success with this channel.
yeah, hopefully. You're also very welcome to tune in. Of course, I'm doing this during work hours, so it's difficult for many Danes to actually watch, but there are some, and I think it's also great if somebody from outside globally tunes in. And I have seen that I have my first returning viewer, some American who is usually tuning in during late night gaming and then just watching a stream on the side. So that's very nice.
How cozy. How nice. Yeah. I can't make any promises because, as you say, it's during work hours. So if I'm not caught up in meetings or stuff I need my full attention, I can have like a Twitch stream open on the side that I can set in and out of.
I guess
I will try to.
Now I'm just gonna assume work about art. Like I'm a programmer myself, so I find it very hard to watch something on the side. But I'm gonna make the assumption that as an artist, you can actually have something on the side while you're working, because you think in another way when you're drawing than when you're typing. Yeah. I think it kind of
it's not completely true, I would say. It depends. It depends if it's tasks that are like something you've done quite a bit. I'm not sure how it goes with coding, but a lot of art-related tasks do need my full attention. And I need to show it to people and talk about how does it in-game, does it enhance the gameplay flavor. There's a lot of back and forth involved in it, and I've talked about like concepting and finding reference. So there's also like I work in Blender, but I also go in and out of Blender a lot to find references, and so I use my brain to tap in and out of like the creative flow. But sometimes I talked about doing like modular pieces for space stations. Once let's say you want to make a large space hull station and you nail down the first 5 modular pieces, you sort of know where you're going with the next 10. And that's a place where I can have some, I don't know, YouTube stream on the side or podcast or whatever.
Yes.
So I do that occasionally. And I'm not sure you as a coder are ever able to do so.
I tried it once, and it just takes away my focus and my capacity to think. So I just I can't really. But if nothing else, you can open the stream for a minute each week and just see what game is on there, and then you can sometimes you'll realize it's a game you didn't know you hadn't heard about before. That could also be cool.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, but let's say that I will try to tune in as much. Otherwise, I would definitely see some put up when I do have the time.
All right, Christopher, art lead at Hoodlyhood Games and on Void Crew and on a new title that's yet to be published. Thank you for being here. It was very nice. Always fun to listen to thoughts behind the game.
Cool, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, see you maybe at some event in the gaming industry in the future. Then I will present myself, so you can actually see who you've been talking to.
Yes, and vice versa. Yeah, thank you for having me. It was very fun to do.
All right.
And see you in the future, I hope.
Yes. See you.
Yes. See you.